We are live. Welcome, everybody, to the Night of the Living Robots, Mutants and Masterminds 3rd edition actual play for our Mutants and Masterminds Patreon. Welcome to our patrons and tonight's players. My name is Steve Kenson. I am the game master for the evening. I am the designer of Mutants and Masterminds, which is celebrating its, God's help us all, 20th anniversary this year. And I will be running a preview of the Astonishing Adventures entry, Night of the Living Robots, by author Jason Keeley, which is in development / production right now with Green Renine. And will be releasing soon in the coming weeks and months. So this evening's stream is a special preview opportunity for folks to get an opportunity to take a look at what the adventure is like. So spoiler warning, if you have not played Night of the Living Robots, or you are planning to play Night of the Living Robots in your own Mutants and Masterminds game, you might want to wait and watch this stream after you've had the opportunity to play the adventure, so as not to spoil any of the surprises contained therein. So I'd like to take the opportunity to welcome and introduce my players for the evening. Then we'll answer any immediate questions and we'll get right down to it. So when I call on you, since I'm going to work from the placement on my screen, if you'd just like to introduce yourselves to our audience, tell us a little bit about your experience with the M&M Patreon, and which of the next-gen Hero High characters you'll be playing in tonight's game. So I'm going to put Apook in the hot seat first to start us off.
Hello. I am Apook. I am one of the founders of the Freedom City Discord server, which is a Discord server dedicated to Mutants and Masterminds, the game, the players, and we also have a live gaming world there. And so that is pretty much also my experience with Mutants and Masterminds. We've been playing games on the server for a few years now, and I also work for Green Ronin in their online VTT team capacity, and I'm proud to say I was the very first Patreon on the Patreon. That's right. And that's it.
And who you're playing for us tonight?
Oh, that's right. I'll be playing NGM tonight, which is going to be fun.
All right. And let's go down to David Bodie.
Hi, everybody. I'm David Bodie. I have been playing Mutants and Masterminds off and on since version 1, first edition. I can say that I wasn't in the top 10 as far as number of people to subscribe to the Patreon, but I love the Patreon because it adds community to this wonderful game that we are all playing. I am a software developer for a university, the University of Arkansas. So today I will be playing Junior.
All right. Our favorite teenage Sasquatch.
Yes.
And we'll go over to Idio.
Yeah, I'm Idio, and oh god, what to tell you? I'm a vet nurse, and I've been playing Mutants and Masterminds on the Freedomverse server, aptly run by Apook, for several years now. I'm not a Patreon, unfortunately, because I have no money. Otherwise I would be, I promise.
There's always the future.
Yes.
And I will, yeah, and I will be playing Blue Bolts.
Great. We're so glad you could join us tonight.
Thank you.
And last but certainly not least, we have over Jamie on my right.
Hey everybody, I'm Jamie. I am a Patreon supporter. I think it's a good way. I mean, I know that the gaming industry can be a little challenging, so it's a good way to support, a favorite game and a favorite publisher. I'll be playing Wraith tonight. This will be my second time returning to Wraith as a character. So looking forward to a good adventure tonight, and just really pleased to be here. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us, Jamie. So for the folks who are watching who may not be familiar, Mutants and Masterminds is a D20-based superhero game built on the open game license and the system resource document dating back to the 3rd edition of Dungeons & Dragons. Mutants and Masterminds itself is in its 3rd edition. The current edition of the game is its longest running and has been around for about 10 years now. So our viewers are aware. Our characters all start out with a resource that we call hero points. Each character starts out with 1 hero point at the beginning of the game. They will earn hero points for bringing their various complications into play, for doing cool and heroic things, and generally by amusing and entertaining us. So if you are watching and you are commenting in the chat and you see something happening in the game that you think is truly hero point worthy, please make a note of it for us. I will definitely take suggestions from the viewing audience. However, they will not be considered binding. And I will award hero points as I see fit. Yes, Squire, as I was saying, Mutants and Masterminds itself is celebrating its 20th anniversary, and about half of that time has been our 3rd edition since, if we're counting, since the release of DC Adventures, which was basically the release of that iteration of the game system. All right, so our heroes are 4 members of the Next Gen, a team of teen superheroes in training who are students at the Claremont Academy, a private school in the Bayview neighborhood of Freedom City that also doubles as a secret training academy for young people with superpowers. Carrying on the fine tradition of the Next Gen started by the very first graduating class of Claremont. The current Next Gen members are among Claremont's most promising, powerful, and in many cases, potentially problematic students. Although the Next Gen members are not officially superheroes, the tradition of the team has often been that opportunities to put their lessons to very practical use have a tendency to find them. And the members of the Next Gen are always quick to seize on these opportunities to put their lessons to practical use. At least that's how they always explain to the headmaster what it is they've been doing. The weekend before Thanksgiving in the United States is an odd liminal time. Heading into a week that isn't really much of a week, when everyone is just sort of biding time for the actual holiday weekend that's coming in the next weekend to come, and the possibility that a lot of people will be traveling to see family or to spend time with friends and loved ones. This sort of pause as the holiday season in Freedom City is just beginning is no different for the members of the next gen. Like most Claremont students, they're eagerly awaiting a holiday break that isn't quite here yet. And so a certain degree of what we could call senioritis has definitely set in. And quite a few of the Claremont students have already, to one degree or another, checked out. It's not that much different for our 4 members of the next gen. As it happens, some of your teammates are having a girls' night. And the 4 of you, without a great deal left to do before the holiday break, have decided to go into town, grab some pizza, and maybe either see a movie or possibly, head back to campus to catch something on streaming or the like, depending on how things look. So that is what has brought the 4 of you to a local establishment in downtown Bayview, known as Captain Possum's Pizza Cove. Captain Possum's Pizza Cove, the N stands for entertainment, is a popular local family pizza restaurant and arcade in the downtown Bayview area. The main mascot is Captain Ophelia Possum, a fun-loving marsupial swashbuckler, who of course loves to sing. Her first mate is the parrot Mr. Crackers, who wears an eye patch and an off-kilter pirate hat. And her bosun is Hans, a grumpy octopus who can play multiple accordion squeeze boxes all at the same time. The rest of Captain Possum's musical crew are the pizza-loving rats, often referred to as pizza pie rats by the captain.
So cheesy.
Marsupial pirates and the accordion chorus. I see how this is going.
Yes. As you may expect, Captain Possum's Pizza Cove is full of animatronic entertainment for the kids. But as it happens, they actually make pretty good pizza, and it's pretty cheap, to be honest. So you take advantage of the opportunity, and you stroll in to the Pizza Cove, where barely contained chaos seems to reign. Because it looks like, as is often the case, there is some kind of special event or birthday or the like going on, with a couple of dozen kids yelling, running around, banging on the tables, playing games that are blooping and bleeping and making noise in the background and the like. Nothing terribly out of the ordinary for another night at the Pizza Cove. The curtain at the far end of the room separates the main area of the restaurant from the function room, which also seems to be in full swing. And a small number of rather harried-looking staff in their striped uniforms meant to look sort of like cartoon pirates. Their tri-corner hats worn slightly askew, are doing their best to keep up with the activity all around. A young man, probably about your age, high schooler from the looks of him, wearing a plastic name badge that says Steve C on it, and a tired expression, leans over the counter as the four of you find your way in. And welcome to Captain Possum's Pizza Cove, where entertainment and adventure are the order of the day. What can I do for you guys?
Well, since we are looking on a quest for really, really good pizza, we would like to take up one of your larger tables, my friend, if that's possible. I see you're rather busy.
He glances around and points to a medium-sized table off in the corner to one side. That's cleared out over there. If you guys want to grab that, I'll come over and clear it for you.
Does it look like I'm gonna fit in there?
You'll be able to, Junior. You'll be able to sit on the outside of the table. The chairs that are closer to the wall are definitely going to be too small for you.
Okay, I suppose I will
We'll
start
take it.
walking in that direction.
All right.
Yeah, NGM's gonna strut across the room. He's gonna go over to that table and wait for him to clean it up, and he's gonna look at him and he's like, "So, I know this place is called Captain Possum's or whatever, but you're not gonna put any possum on that pizza, are you?"
Possums cost extra.
Man.
So Luke has been decidedly distracted ever since he heard there was a ladies' night going on somewhere, but he'll just have to make do with these three friends here. So he's going to head over to the table and see if he can put 2 or 3 chairs together for Wally Jr. there.
Junior, stick your fat ass out on the edge, buddy.
Okay, I will sit on the outside. I will let them take their places around the table, and I will straddle a couple of chairs and sit on the outside.
All right. Steve grabs a big tray and clears the remains of the previous meal from the table, an empty pizza pan, some plates and cups, and the like, collection of straws and wrapping paper and napkins.
Steve, as he clears that, is there any food at all left in what he's clearing?
Not really. It's pretty well cleared out. Might be a pizza crust or the like. And then he wipes the table down with a damp rag from his. He pulls from the belt of his apron while holding the laden tray to one side. He's just straightened up and turned to carry the tray away, throwing a look over his shoulder to say, "I'll be right back to take your order for drinks and such. One sec." When there is a scream from the back of the restaurant that sounds like a young girl from the volume and pitch of it, and the red curtain to the function room is flung aside as you see a tall, well, tall for a possum, short for a person, a 4 foot tall cartoon possum in a pirate's outfit has one of the restaurant's employees by the back of her uniform shirt and is holding a pizza cutter very dangerously near her neck. The gray-furred, pink-nosed Captain Ophelia, her whiskers twitch, and she snarls slightly as a big purple octopus pushes through just behind her. It's walking sort of on a couple of its tentacles, while a couple of others have another one of the restaurant's employees bound up and held basically off the floor. The two of them are surrounded by a scamper of 4 foot tall rats dressed in pirate garb, sort of loose, tattered pants, blousy shirts, tri-corner hats. One of them has an eye patch, and the captain speaks and sort of hisses.
Did you remember to tell them no powder?
Time to walk the plank. And your server drops the tray onto the floor with a loud crash.
Damn.
All right, everybody can roll for initiative.
Oh, okay.
Is this part of the show?
You don't remember that being quite so interactive.
21 for NGM.
21 for Blue Bolt.
All right. What is NGM and Blue Bolt's initiative bonuses?
+4.
+10.
All right. So Blue Bolt will go first. What else we got?
14 for Junior.
Okay.
I have a +4 initiative.
And what do we have for Wraith?
And Wraith, with his improved initiative, scores a 24.
All right. All righty, Wraith. Unsurprisingly, with your enhanced reflexes, as soon as there is a sign that something is amiss and that people are in danger, time almost seems to slow to a crawl for you, and your tactical systems immediately begin tagging and assessing all of the threats around you. And what are Wraith's enhanced senses abilities?
He's got radio and infravision and danger sense radio for. If that's what you're asking, I think that's what you're asking. Yeah.
So you immediately notice a couple of things. First, the creatures are not living things. Their heat signature is more indicative of the fact that they are probably machines.
Ooh.
And there is some kind of radio signal that your systems picked up just before these robots came out of the back of the restaurant. You didn't pay any attention to it because there's constant radio chatter all around. But it's curious that you picked up a transmission that was picked up somewhere in here right around that time.
Steve, did it feel more like a one-time activation signal, or are they being controlled by a signal or communicating with a signal actively right now?
It doesn't. You're not picking it up now. It's
Okay.
it's not still transmitting.
Got it. So as I and also I assume we're in our civilian garb right now.
Yes.
Okay.
Indeed, you are.
So that's going to present a challenge because Wraith is deeply committed to his secret identity.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm going to do is, as I get up, I'm going to sort of surreptitiously say to my companions that these are machines and that they were activated by a signal of some kind, so that they know what's going on. And then I'm interested in the I think you said it was a possum that was holding up the server by her uniform. Is that right?
Indeed.
So I don't want to just go full on, unarmed, highly trained unarmed combat here and potentially give away my identity. So I think what I want to do is get near that and then do something like I pretend like I trip or something, and then I'm going to try to elbow this thing in the face, or something like that. Basically, do an unarmed strike to try to make it look accidental.
Okay. You close the distance towards where Captain Possum is holding a young woman whose name tag says Maggie on it, and you almost hear a slight whir of servos as you step closer, and the possum's head swivels on you. The gleaming pizza cutter moving just incrementally closer to the terrified server. That's close enough, my lad, unless you'd like to be the one to walk the plank next.
Okay. Yeah, I think I do want to. I want to attack in a clumsy way that might possibly get me in between the girl and him. Now, you said his first name was like CAPN, like it wasn't the full word captain.
Captain Ophelia Possum
Okay.
is a she.
She, okay, sorry.
And she is, of course, one of the most fearsome pirates on the Seven Seas. Of
course,
particularly as Rodentia go.
All right, so I'm gonna pretend to trip and kind of slam into her, and I'm gonna be like, oh sorry, and then I'm gonna look at the name and go, oh, Captain, that's the same way Captain Crunch spells it, and then I'll do an attack or something.
All right, sounds like a deception check is in order to pull this off.
Got it. So unfortunately my deception is +0.
All right. Do you have acrobatic feint?
Acrobatic feint, is that an advantage?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Okay, then that might apply in this matter, but yeah, it's going to be deception to pull this off. So. Yep.
Sadly, with my +0, I end up with a 7.
All right. Well, unfortunately, your attempt is a little more actually clumsy than simulated clumsy, and you don't manage to get close enough before Captain Possum drags Maggie back a couple of feet out of reach, and the pizza cutter presses perilously close. You see the skin of her neck depress slightly under the touch of its edge. You don't know how sharp it is, but it's sharp enough.
Sharp enough to cut a pizza.
And she whimpers, tears rolling down her face. Please, do whatever they say.
All right.
the rats dressed as pirates are crawling over the tables and benches along the outer edges of the restaurant. People are either jumping up or sliding away to try and move away from them as quickly as they can. But otherwise, most everyone is afraid to move. Blue Bolt, it is your action.
Okay, I'm going to. Is the toilet visible?
I'm going to say that the restrooms in the back on the other side of the curtain. So not from where you're sitting.
Is the front door available?
Yes, you can see the front door very clearly from where you are.
So Blue Bolt is going to try and flip the table, fail to flip the table, stomp off outside, saying this is rubbish, and just stomp off outside.
All right. And once you're outside, what are you going to do?
Change into costume.
All right.
Probably has to run to the car.
And then and then I'll run. I guess run back in because I can't fly, can I?
Yeah, you can teleport.
No. I can teleport. Nice. I'll teleport back inside in a bolt of lightning and say, "Never fear, Blue Bolt is here."
All right. Wraith, take a hero point for doing your best to safeguard innocent lives and while also protecting your secret identity. And Blue Bolt flips the table and rushes out the door. And we will get to the next part of his action in a second. NGM, you have a pretty good idea that Jay is heading out to try and get into costume.
Yeah. Let's see. I also am not in costume and have a secret identity. So, what I'm going to do is... all right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the table that Blue Bolt just flipped.
Yep.
So that the way I hold it, it's like between me and the rest of the people in the room. And then I'm going to bum rush the Ophelia with it. So yeah, that way people can't see me actually using any powers. They just see me grab the table and charge her with it face first.
Okay. Now, the hostage that she's holding is in front of her.
Oh, right. That is true, isn't it? Well, of course, I forgot about the fact that she's the one that had the hostage. So, instead, knowing that Blue Bolt's about to come in hard, I'm gonna put my hands up. I'm gonna say, hey, look, you crazy possum lady. Listen, there's no need for any of this. I know lots of your people get run over on the side of the road, but that's not everybody's fault. You know, that's not all of humanity's fault. You got to go after those people that are guilty. You know, you can't just be grabbing people like poor Maggie here and pulling bullshit like this. Come on, this ain't cool. And so I'm gonna try my lackluster +5 persuasion check to try to get her to pause long enough to get Maggie out of there and see how it goes. Natural 20 with a 25.
All right. Captain Possum pauses for a moment.
No
and
one's
you can
expressed empathy about my crushed people before.
You can practically hear the literal gears turning as the animatronic's head swivels and swivels and swivels.
I pulled a Kirk on her.
And then comes back to sort of focus on you. The glassy eyes blink a couple of times, and then the pirate captain says, "I'll scuttle this ship and send it to the bottom of the briny deep once I've taken its treasures for me own."
Okay,
take a hero point
Maggie's
for
not...
MGM.
Okay. I was gonna say, poor Maggie ain't one of those treasures. I'm gonna reach out. Just give her to me, man. Just let me take her back away.
All right. Then there is a flash of lightning, and Blue Bolt materializes just inside the restaurant. Blue Bolt, where do you want to appear?
Right next to Maggie.
Okay. I assume then you are going to try and pull her to safety?
Yes.
Okay. Give me an unarmed attack check.
$20.
All right.
Dirty 20.
You grab Maggie and manage to pull her from the grip of Captain Possum. The back of her uniform collar rips slightly as you pull her away from the mechanical grip of the animatronic, and are you going to simply move her, sort of push her to the side out of the way, or are you going to try and use the remainder of your movement to teleport somewhere?
No, I'll just move her aside for now.
All right. That has, however, opened you to a possible attack, and the surprised Captain Possum says, "Have at thee!" and swings at you with the sharp pizza cutter. All right, give me a toughness check.
Mm-hmm. 24.
Okay. Crackling electrical energy arcs across Blue Bolt's torso and deflects the metallic edge of the cutter. You feel it almost brush against the surface of your costume, but it does no harm. Deflected to one side. And Captain Possum raises one arm kind of and says, "Get 'em, boys!" The three pizza pie rats scuttle from their spots to all pile on Blue Bolt. Blue Bolt, that's
I'll get
one.
the toughness checks ready.
That's one hit there. I need one more toughness check from you.
Ooh, 14.
All right, that's not quite so good, unfortunately. And Blue Bolt is fending off two of the rats that are rushing from the front. And Junior, you're just about to say, "Look out!" When another one of the third rat, wielding one of the big heavy trays, comes up behind Blue Bolt and swings for the fences, hitting Blue Bolt in the back of the head. The force of that hit means that you're going to take a hit, -1 on your toughness saves, and you are going to be dazed for your next turn. So half your usual actions so far as that goes. And it is Junior's action.
Okay. I wanted to let you guys know that we lost a Pook for a moment.
Yep, I'll check in with
he
Troy about that. See if we can
Okay.
get him back in here.
And I go, look out! Oh, ooh! And as that's happening, I'm trying not to gain everyone's notice, and in true Bigfoot style, I'm going to slide off to the side, kind of in a moving away, but watching what's going on, trying to move through the arcade machines so that I can kind of stealth around and get a better vantage point to I've kind of got my eye on the first mate, the octopus.
All right.
So that's what I'm doing. And I suspect I should have to make a stealth check.
You suspect correctly.
All right. Stealth check of 30.
Wow. All right then.
I'm very stealthy for a big guy.
Right?
Those Sasquatches.
Hey,
are
there's a
pretty
reason.
stealthy.
There's a reason why you people only show your people only show up as blurs, on all those pictures.
So I'm doing the kind of the long stride, kind of in between and around the.
Junior, with all eyes focused on the melee that is currently breaking out with the animatronic pirates piling on Blue Bolt, you're able to sort of slip off to the side and use the arcade games and tables and the like as a certain amount of cover to move from place to place. To get a round to the side and get a better vantage on the whole thing. There's a good-sized crowd of kids and parents in the back room. Looks like maybe a dozen or so kids and a couple of parental chaperones who are basically just all under the tables and taking cover as best they can. The platform where the animatronics would be in the room is empty, as they have clearly stepped off of it and are out walking around. But otherwise, there's no one else back in the back room of the restaurant, and no immediate signs of any other threats, so far as that goes. What you would like to do with the remainder of your turn?
Has the arcade area been cleared out pretty much of kids and
yeah, for the most part, the arcade machines don't have anybody right near them. The remaining people are taking shelter behind tables or close to the walls and the like. A couple people have gotten up the nerve to follow Jay's example and make for the door, which is probably going to precipitate a rush for it, at least in the front of the restaurant, pretty soon. But at the moment, most people are too afraid to move, and things are happening too fast.
I don't know if I want to attack just yet, especially to kind of give away my wonderful secret identity. Maybe I can. How close is the hostage that the octopus has? Is he clenched up tight, or just kind of carrying him off to the side?
He's he's more off to the side, and a short distance away, but maybe a yard separates them.
I would like to pick up a small arcade machine and lob it at our friend, the first mate, and see if I can at least kind of get his attention.
All right. Give me a ranged attack check as you do so.
Not great at range, but I can. 19 on the die. That would be a 24 to hit.
All right. Junior, you one-handed just pick up one of the heavy arcade consoles, and as you quickly sight and just lob it at Hans the octopus, a loud sort of grating voice yells out, "Avast ye! Look out, Hans!" And you glance up to see a 2-foot-tall parrot wearing a pirate hat and an eye patch is sitting up in the rafters overhead. You look over at it as you lob the arcade console at the octopus. Its bulbous head swivels in your direction, and 2 of its tentacles catch the arcade console. All right. Take a hero point for Junior. And then the octopus's limbs coil and it throws it back at you. So you can also give me a toughness check while you're at it.
Oh, okay. Let's see. That would be a 13. Not a great roll.
No, unfortunately, it's not. There's good news and there's bad news. The bad news is that you are staggered by the force of the crashing cabinet. The heavy arcade console hits Junior, and the 2 of them fly into the far wall and through it out into the parking lot, leaving a gaping hole that's about 4 feet wide in the brickwork and metal and the like. Junior, you are at -1 on your toughness checks. You are staggered, which means you're at half your regular actions, and another 6 failed toughness check will take you out. The Hans the octopus gives a quick sort of salute with one tentacle. "A fine job from the parrot's nest, Mr. Crackers. Keep a close eye on these." And I do believe that we are back to Wraith's action.
All right. What kind of is it an action for me to changing the costume, how long does it take for me to go from being Luke to Wraith?
Well, I'm working on the assumption that superheroes in training that you are always ready for opportunities to go into action, especially Wraith, who is a touch over prepared. You're probably wearing your costume under your street clothes, so it's mainly just a matter of being able to throw off your street clothes and pull on your mask. So I'd say it's basically your movement action to do that.
I see. And from where I'm standing, which would be relatively close to the possum, do I see anywhere where I can go duck into, like under a stage or into a back room, or anywhere that I can go to be out of sight?
There are a couple of overturned tables, and the captain is standing not far from the sort of counter area that folks come to exchange their tickets for prizes and things like that. That area behind there is going to be out of sight of pretty much everyone but the robots.
I don't know if I want the robots seeing and possibly recording me. I don't know. I'm just gonna have to go. I mean, if it takes me multiple turns, I'm just gonna have to go somewhere I can't be seen, and then change into my garb.
Remind me, does Wraith's weapons array include any obscure effects?
I don't believe so. No, he doesn't.
No, it doesn't look like just his throwing spikes. Nope. Okay.
Yeah, he's kind of a little bit of a one-trick pony. So that's fine.
All
I'm
right.
just gonna do however long it takes me. I'm gonna go somewhere that I'm out of sight. I'm just gonna make some comment like, I'm way over my head here. I'm never gonna play Five Nights at Freddy's again, and I'm gonna go running off somewhere.
All right. Honestly, your best bet is probably the hole in the wall that Junior just made.
Yeah.
Which will also allow you the opportunity to check on how Junior's doing.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I don't know much about medicine, but to make sure like he doesn't have like something sticking out of him or something.
Yeah.
I'm probably resting on a car somewhere, just kind of.
Yeah, you can see Junior's in the process of slowly like shoving the broken arcade game off of him. So he's all right. But...
Junior, the adults were right. Video games are dangerous.
Last time I played Galaga.
I'm gonna duck behind this car and change. Don't go anywhere without me. And I'll duck behind the car and change.
All right.
Yeah. Squire, you're absolutely right. Some days you just can't find a telephone booth.
Right? Especially since they got rid of them all. Now, I'm not saying that was a villainous plot or anything, but
all right, that should be all right.
Wraith, take another hero point as you get changed into costume. And Blue Bolt, you are in the midst of the Captain Possum's pirate crew. One of her pizza pie rats has just cold cocked you in the back of the head with a tray. And the group of them are trying to keel haul you. You're not entirely sure they know what that is, but also you're not entirely sure you know what that is. So it's probably bad. What are you going to do?
I'm gonna rub the back of my head and say, "There's a storm brewing," and then launch out, point at Ophelia, and launch out a lightning bolt.
All right. Which are you targeting with your lightning? You're targeting Captain Ophelia with your lightning?
Captain Ophelia.
All right. Remember that you pulled Maggie out of the way, so Captain's a fair target. So give me a ranged attack check for your lightning bolt.
$25.
Okay. There's a flash and a crack of the lightning arcing from Blue Bolt's outstretched hand to the pirate captain. The gray polyester fur covering Captain Ophelia is all stands on end for a moment as the animatronic jerks in place. There's a thick scent of burning plastic in the restaurant. And the one of the robot's arms sort of dangles and swings to the side as the flash from the lightning clears. The robot staggers forward a step. You can see that about half of its face has been sort of burned and melted off. So that all that remains is one sort of swiveling mechanical eye and a lot of exposed bare metal beneath it. There's a good portion of the fur and clothing along one side has also been just burned and blackened. There's melted plastic dripping down, and the voice box sounds slightly tinny as it sort of avast mateys. And then the robot rushes at you with a really sharp knife. But first, NGM, it is your action.
All right. I look at the hole in the wall that Junior just made, and I'm going to spend a hero point to edit the scene. And the way I'd like to edit the scene is that when he threw the video game through the wall, he actually damaged a like a core power line. And at this point, the power in the building goes out and all the lights go out.
Okay.
Because NGM can see in the dark. And so, and no one can see him. So I'm gonna do that. And then so the octopus is the one who still has somebody in his clutches. Is that correct?
That is correct.
All right. So he's gonna do that, and then he's gonna take careful aim, and he's gonna aim his hand, and he's gonna try to blast that octopus right in the tentacle to get it to drop that guy.
Okay. So just as the damaged Captain Possum lunges at Blue Bolt, there's a spark, a crack, and a shower of sparks from a damaged power line in the broken wall, and all the lights in the Pizza Cove go dark. Only the lights from filtering in from outside through the windows provide a slight sort of grayish light around the edges of the restaurant. As everything goes black, someone screams as the darkness falls, and there's a flash of golden light as NGM takes action. What's your attack check?
Trying to get my thing up here. It's +8. So 18.
Okay. And your damage rank is what?
23 for that.
Okay. That's DC, right?
Oh yeah, DC 23.
Yeah.
Yeah, rank 8.
Okay. And a blast of your energy severs the tentacle that Bosun Hans is using to hold the other server from the Pizza Cove. He tumbles to the floor unless you intend to try and catch him.
You know, a better hero might do that, but NGM is pretty full of himself. So, I'm gonna play into my recognition and overconfidence complication, and I'm actually gonna like extra effort to fly in and punch that octopus right in his gob.
All right. And do you want to use part of your move action to just pop your mask on while the lights are out?
Oh yeah, yeah, I shall do that. Yeah. With a 19 this time.
Okay. That is also a hit. And your strength is 10, so DC 25.
Yeah.
All right. And before Kyle, the restaurant server, has even hit the floor, in a blur of golden light, NGM has basically put his fist through the octopus's head in a shower of gears and sparks.
Fuck you, calamari.
The 8 tentacles go slack. All right. NGM, something hits you in the back of the head, but I mean, hard enough that you felt it, but not that it was at all noticeable. You turn and there's a big parrot that is pecking at you with its beak flapping its wings in your face, and it's going, "You killed Hans! You killed Hans!"
That's right. You're gonna be some chicken wings pretty quick here, motherfucker.
Meanwhile, Lubolt, the damaged Captain Possum, takes a swing at you with that cutter, but it's pretty clumsy, and you sidestep it pretty easily so far as that goes. The rats also try and gang up on you, but one of them takes a swipe at NGM with that heavy tray, thinking to do some damage, but I suspect that this is not going to go quite the way they expect. NGM, give me a toughness check, if you would, please.
All right. Sorry, I'm
Steve, while he's doing that, I'd like to report Squire Cortez for making bad puns in the chat.
I recommend, not looking too close at that.
Yeah, I rolled a 25.
Oh, all right. So yeah, the 3-foot animatronic rat, like swings the heavy tray at you, and as though it were made out of styrofoam, it just sort of bumps off of NGM's golden glowing aura.
I'm gonna look down and be like, "The fuck you thinking?"
And like if a rat could be like, like it seemed like it was worth a try. And Junior, you are having levered the arcade game off of you. You're waiting for Wraith to get into costume. what do you want to do?
Oh my gosh, the lights went out. Can I spend a hero point to take off the staggered?
Yes, you may.
I will do that then. And in doing so, I will be changing into my heroic ID, which basically means pulling off the shirt and the pants, the breakaway pants, and pulling my shoes off. So,
All right.
in a quick montage, I work my way back to the hole in the wall, and start looking in. I have ultra vision, so I can see at night.
Indeed.
And I'm going to, if I see people who are close to the hole, I'm going to start motioning for them to come out.
Okay.
And as they're coming out, I'm going to kind of step around them and work my way back in towards the fray, as it
All
were,
right.
looking for that parrot.
It seems clear that the tide has turned a bit, as NGM is standing next to the wreckage of the animatronic octopus, which is splayed out on the floor. The parrot is currently attacking him, to little effect. And one of the animatronic rats, while the other two rats and what remains of Captain Possum are fighting Blue Bolt. Wraith.
So Wraith will pop out fully in costume, taking a moment to wonder if Junior buys his breakaway pants at the same place where adult dancers shop. And
Well, you've discovered from knowing Junior for quite a while that most things in the human world are breakaway.
I guess you could break away anything if you believe in
Doors, windows,
car seats,
furniture.
So a thought occurs to Wraith: if there was a signal that activated these creatures, it's possible there's a radio source somewhere that could maybe control them. So I thought I might try to search around with my radio sense to see if I can find anything that might lead me to believe that it's related to controlling these things.
Well, the only difficulty in that regard at the moment is that the signal is no longer transmitting. You don't sense it now, which means that there's not going to be anything to track. However, if the robots did receive a signal, if you can get access to one of them, you might be able to get more information about it, provided that there's enough intact parts of them to actually investigate.
So maybe not the one that MGM just punched to death.
Maybe not. You'd have to take a closer look at it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna. So first of all, when I go back through the hole that was made by the flying video game, the first thing that Wraith would do is to look around to see if there are any civilians that are in sort of imminent danger at the moment.
Well, as it happens, Junior is quickly encouraging the civilians in the restaurant to flee out through the hole in the wall. And it seems like most of them are inclined to do just that. So many of them are already making their way outside.
Okay, well, in that case, I'm going to choose the nearest animatronic, and I'm going to fling throwing spikes at it in an attempt to, get it to break down so I could search it for radio parts at some point.
Okay. Either the parrot that is flying around NGM's head or one of the rats that are currently fighting him or Blue Bolt.
Yeah, that parrot's freaking me out. I'm going to attack it.
Okay. Give me an attack check.
All right. So throwing spikes are plus 10. Am I reading that right?
Yeah, you're actually really good.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, here we go. So unfortunately, we got a 16.
All right. Unfortunately, let's see. Actually, that might be. Yep, that's a just that parrot is a little bit harder of a moving target than you would have expected, but you've practiced on moving targets before, and your throwing spike strikes NGM, the angry Mr. Crackers, comes, wings beating for another swoop at your head. There's a loud whistling sound as one of Wraith's throwing spikes basically bullseyes the animatronic parrot and nails it to the wall.
And then I'll just move as close to it as I can this turn with the intention of next turn dissecting it.
All right. Blue Bolt, you're up.
Not able to see, well, am I able to see the robots since I've got electro senses?
Because of your electro senses, you can't see the robots per se, but you can sense the electrical activity in them such that you know their positions and where they are.
Okay. I'm gonna turn to the rat, or the rats rather, the pirates, and I'm gonna say "Avast," and then hit them with chain lightning.
Okay. Give me an attack check. You're going to try and hit all three?
Yeah, boy. So the first one is it's -3 to this, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So the first one's a miss.
Well, what is it?
The first one was 14.
Okay. Yeah, that is a narrow miss.
A 17.
That's a hit.
And another miss.
All right. And your chain lightning is damage rank 6. All right. Arcs of electricity leap out from Blue Bolt at the animatronic pirate rats. They scamper and scuttle for cover. One of them sort of stiffens and topples over from the shock and smoke rising from its artificial fur. It just lands face down on the floor.
Oh.
All right.
This isn't going to affect the pizza, is it? all these bad smells.
Captain Possum takes
Could
another
only be better.
lunge at Blue Bolt, but it's too slow and too clumsy, and it is a clean miss. You had, in fact, almost forgotten that she was still there. The remaining two rats are shaking off the effects of your attack, but pretty ineffectually. So, Junior, it is your action. Junior, you're up.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was actually looking at what I could do. Now that it's dark, I'm actually moving across the inside of the pizza place, and I'm headed for the rats. I can see them. And I'm going to grab one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Let's see. Grabbing one and hitting the other one with that one, I think.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. Give me a close combat roll to grab.
Okay. A 19 to hit.
Okay. Normally, I would have you make a strength check, but that would be ridiculous in this particular instance. So just give me another check to hit the rat with the other rat.
Okay. Am I going with any minuses doing this?
No.
Okay. Natural 20. So that would be a 27.
So just how do you demolish these two animatronic rats?
I grab one by the top of his head and I say, "Rats should never be anywhere near pizza." And I basically I stand him up as I bring him down on the top of the other one and just kind of smash them down into the floor.
The rat manages to get out. Well, shiver me! And then the floor shakes slightly with the force as Junior reduces those two pizza pie rats to just a mass of fragments scattered across the floor. Wraith, it seems like things are pretty well in hand as the stumbling and scorched and sputtering remains of Captain Ophelia are the only immediate threat, if we can use that word, right around here. So you make your way over to where the sputtering Mr. Crackers has been neatly nailed to the wall. And you quickly begin dissecting the outer casing to get a look inside. Blue Bolt, we are back to you and NGM.
Oh, that's me, isn't it? I'm going, yeah. I'm just going to shout, "Taser, taser, taser," and then point at Captain Ophelia.
All right. Blue Bolt unleashes a sort of a faint pulse of electrical energy. However, that doesn't seem to have any effect on the lurching animatronic. The effects of his taser blast being aimed a little bit more at stunning the nervous system of a person. The animatronic seems pretty unaffected by it. NGM, your action? Apuk, you're up for NGM.
Sorry about that. I got a message from my folks. They're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm busy." Yeah, I'm being a hero actually. So currently we have one of the pirates and Ophelia is sort of like half on her feet still. Is that the situation?
Just Captain Ophelia.
Oh, just her. All right.
The pizza pie rats are down for the count.
All right. Well, that makes it easy. So NGM is gonna turn toward her and said, "I told you, I don't want no possum on my pizza." And then he's gonna bring the hammer down.
All right.
With a 14.
How are you feeling about that?
I guess yeah, NGM doesn't want somebody else to take the credit, so he'll definitely hero point that and try again.
All right.
Let's see. Oh, 14 again, but a 24. So
okay, that punch solidly connects, and
so the way I want to describe that is that he like goes to like uppercut her head off and totally whiffs, and he like recovers by pretending that was just a wind up to do like a backhand, and Terry's like, "Yeah, I meant to do that. That's right. That's right. That's an NGM move. TM. If you see the TM, that's mine. Don't take it."
And NGM's backhand is enough to knock the animatronic possum's head clean off. It pops and rolls a short distance on the floor, sputtering sparks as its body stumbles forward and falls over. All right. There's a moment of quiet as the melee comes to an end, and the patrons of the Pizza Cove are moving to safety. Jamie, why don't you give me a technology check for Wraith, if you would?
Technology, all right. Let's see. My technology is +6. So, how's a 7? Let me hero point that, since I got a few of them piled up here. Okay. Oh, that's going to be much better. That's going to be a 26.
Okay. So, Wraith, you take a quick look at the animatronic parrot, and then begin taking a look at the remains of the other robots. There are a number of things that immediately catch your attention. First, the technology in these robots is far more advanced than a common animatronic for a kid's restaurant should be. There's a lot of repurposed technology in here that is way more advanced than this sort of stuff. You're not even sure it would even be street legal. The technology has a couple of notable elements to it. The robots definitely have a lot of redundant systems. They were a lot of these parts were for. They weren't designed for a bunch of animatronics. They were designed for a much more sophisticated series of robots, and a lot of their functions or systems were basically either detached or shut off. One of those is that they clearly do have radio receivers that allow them to pick up a pretty wide range of multiplexing signals. So they could receive downloads, remote commands, all sorts of things. The other thing is that there's a like a stylized sort of maybe a logo or the like that looks like an IR on some of the manufactured parts.
Have I ever seen that kind of logo before?
Why don't you give me another technology check?
It's going to be a 24.
Yes, actually, there's a company that's called Innovatory Robotics that is based here in Bayview. You have a personal interest in cybernetics and robotics and the like, and so you've kind of kept up on the cutting edge. Innovatory Robotics is known for doing a lot of commercial robotic stuff. This stuff honestly looks too advanced even for them.
Really? Well, I'm going to point this out to my teammates, the logo, where I think it's from, that sort of thing. And then you had mentioned whether it was street legal before. I'm just going to go on record and say Wraith is assuming that a psychotic animated possum is not street legal.
You're not a lawyer, but
I'm not a lawyer, but yeah.
And this is the FC. You never know what you're going to find on the streets. It could be a robot, an alien. Who knows what the fuck?
I figure I'm standing just behind him over his shoulder going, "What are you doing? Poke, 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 poke. What is that?"
yeah, Wraith is doing techie stuff. He's got parts of the robots open and is scanning them and, you know, like plugging things into them and the like.
Hey Junior, do you want to assist me at all in this? If you could please very quickly try to find me a bag of Doritos, preferably Cool Ranch. That's going to really help a lot.
Okay. And I turn around and start moving back towards the kitchen. Are the lights still out?
No, I'd say that the power comes back.
Okay.
A couple of minutes after the fight. The police, the Pizza Cove has pretty much emptied, save for the still somewhat shaken members of the staff who are just looking at the damage to the place, but are more taking a look at the four of you, and they all express their gratitude for your help, and just like, what happened? Like, that's never happened before.
See, yeah, robots gone bad. It's what happens when you mix, food with robotics. It can never end well. Hey, Maggie, Maggie, is that right? Can you help me out? I need some Cool Ranch Doritos.
Yeah. She goes behind the counter and grabs a couple of bags and hands them to you. Whatever you guys want on the house.
Hey, thanks. That's great.
She said on the house, Wraith's head perks up. Can you get me 2 bags of Doritos, Junior? 2 bags.
Here you go. I come back over and there you are. Here you go, Wraith.
Thank you.
Steve, the server who initially brought you to your table, looks up from his phone and says, "Guys, this is going on all over town." He holds the phone up, and there's on the screen is a live stream that is zoomed in from a social media post where a reporter is sort of ducked down behind a police barricade and is saying, members of the Freedom League appear to be engaged with a series of animatronic displays at the Super Museum that have mysteriously gone berserk. We're getting reports of unusual animatronic and robot activity all over the city. Freedom City Police are encouraging everyone to remain inside and to remain safe, to keep all unnecessary electronics turned off or unplugged at this time.
You know what this means? This means that people are going to be fighting their microwaves, their refrigerators, their televisions.
It's hashtag robot rampage.
Hashtag Skynet.
So, what are we going to do now, guys? Any
I think we should go to the
ideas?
source.
Okay. Where is the robotics place? Building, factory.
It's actually not far from here.
Yeah, I'll just look it up on my phone, which is since I'm a hero, it's a necessary electronic device. See if you can find an address.
Yeah, you have no problem. Innovatory Robotics has offices in a small office park here in Bayview that's about a mile from here.
What do you guys think? You want to check it out?
Hell yeah!
Sounds
People-
I
like
think we should.
sounds like a
People
plan.
getting attacked by robots all over the city.
All right. How do we
I'm
travel?
in.
Are we Ubering there or what? I don't know how we travel.
I figure we probably drove in, something like somebody's Jeep or something where I could stick out the back and
Probably do have a vehicle, and NGM can fly, and Blue Bolt can teleport.
Can
So-
Blue Bolt teleport other people?
And,
No.
Yeah, unfortunately, because Blue Bolt effectively transmutes himself into electricity to teleport, he can't carry anyone when he does it. And I want to say, if I remember, that Junior can also jump pretty far.
I can jump pretty far.
Yeah. Wraith can go at 16 miles an hour using combination of leaping and wall crawling and swinging.
Parkour and all of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you all could make it there under your own power in a matter of minutes.
All right.
I think it would be best, seeing as how, you don't want anybody knowing that, this is Wraith's car.
Right.
So we should all meet up at the robotics building.
Okay. That sounds like a good opportunity for us to take just a short 5-10 minute break for folks to refresh their drinks, use the restroom, what have you. And we can pick it up from there. So take 5 and we'll go from there.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thanks, Troy.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hey.
Are you all back?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm back.
Here we are.
Alrighty.
Yes.
And do we still have video, or did we just lose this video feed?
We still have video.
All right, awesome.
Is
All right then. So the members of the Next Gen, following Wraith's directions, make their way short distance across the downtown central area of Bayview towards the Bayshore to a small office park. Like so many of its kind in the outskirts, outer areas of Freedom City and elsewhere, the park is a sort of roughly U-shaped, low, one-story building that sits in the middle of a broad parking lot with carefully crafted hedges and landscaping all around it. A brick front structure with broad glass, mirrored glass windows, and a lot of the exterior. According to the directory into the park, Innovatory Robotics is one of a handful of small tech companies that rents space here, and it's fairly easy to find the office space that the company uses. The automatic lights in the parking lot are on, but the place is abandoned and closed at the moment. It's late in the evening on a beginning of a holiday weekend. And so it doesn't look like there's anyone around.
I gotta say, Wraith, I'm not a big proponent of this concrete jungle you call this place. But at least I can stretch my toes out and not have to worry about making big footprints everywhere. So where is this robot place?
I mean, this is it. I mean, and if this is an evil villain lair, this is exactly how they want it to look. I will try doing a scan with my radio sense to see if there's if I can detect any communications going on, or possibly any security systems that we would need to look out for, or anything of that nature. I mean, I'm not really sure what the limits of that sense are, but whatever I can maybe try to find out.
Mm-hmm. Why don't you give me a perception check?
All right. So perception's not super good. Oh, I got a natural 20, so we got a 25
Nice.
perception.
Okay. So radioactivity is pretty much a constant, in this part of the city. There's overlapping networks of signals all the time. So it takes you a little bit to try and sort through it all and get a clearer picture of things. But right at the moment, there isn't anything within at least the immediate area of this office park that strikes you as unusual. Pretty much sort of the usual kind of overlapping Wi-Fi networks and that sort of a thing, but no signals that appear particularly out of place or unusually strong or the like.
Well, boys, the coast is clear. It's electronically anyway.
And you track the signal from those robots back here?
No, but there were components, many components inside of the robots that were manufactured by this company.
Are we gonna sneak in to check it out, or do we need to knock on the front door?
NGM's gonna turn around and look at him. He's like, "You think anybody's gonna let people like looking like you and me in here in the middle of the night? I don't think so."
Probably not.
He's like, "So does Wraith have like wall crawling or anything like that?"
Yes.
All right, then without a word, NGM's just gonna fly up to the roof.
Start on the top. I like it.
Yeah.
Work your way down.
Yeah. He's like little tip from those who can come from down on top. Nobody ever locks the top door, and if they do, they only do it once.
Fair. All right, I'm gonna wall crawl up and join him.
All right.
I'm gonna see if I can, based on how the building is laid out or how the windows look, I'm gonna see if I can leap up to the, kind of make my way, hopefully not Hulkish, and actually damage the building, but just kind of leap and grab it, climb up to the top.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty easy because it's not a really high building.
Okay.
So you're all very easily able to make it to the rooftop of the building over the area where Innovatory Robotics offices are supposed to be located. It's a pretty typical sort of pebble and tar paper type roof with some machinery up there for the HVAC equipment and the like. There's a maintenance ladder that makes its way around from the back of the building up onto this part of the roof that is currently raised and locked, so that someone from down below at the right access could lower it in order to get up here. But otherwise, there doesn't appear to be much access to the roof itself.
I suppose I could have just climbed up the ladder.
Well, if you'd been able to lower it, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, is there any roof access to the building?
Doesn't appear to be.
I bet Junior could make one.
See, okay. How? That's kind of illegal. Okay, destroying public property. What do you say, Wraith?
You are near to the edge of the roof when you catch a glimpse of movement down below. Crouching out of sight, you watch as a figure emerges from the front door of this part of the building. He's clearly a security guard from his cap and his uniform and the like. He's holding a flashlight and has a utility belt with with a weapon, and he comes out through the front door and is sort of looking around the parking lot and glancing from side to side.
All right, I'll point that out to my friends here. Hey guys, Paul Blart, he's down there in the parking lot.
Look over the edge.
Does it look like he's actively looking for something that he thinks should be there, or is he just like on his round?
Seems to be looking around as though he's expecting to find something.
Right, he's searching. He got tipped off somehow that something was going on out here.
He may have simply seen you, and
yeah.
now doesn't have any idea where you went.
Right, exactly. So I guess Idio's not here, huh? I was just gonna say, I was gonna be like, have Blue Bolt teleport down there and let us in, but I guess
Video, are you online and just off video?
I'm
no, I
online,
think.
yeah.
Oh,
All
there
right,
you are. Okay, good.
we're
Um,
good.
okay, so we can see where the guard is, and he's like, say just the
Yeah.
north side for shits and giggles. I'm gonna be like, all right, Blue Bolt, port yourself down there and open the south door, the maintenance door by the trash for us.
Okie dokie.
All right. Blue Bolt, you teleport down to the open door and slip inside. Would you give me a stealth check? Oh, and everybody should have gotten a hero point from the end of our last scene.
Oh, thank you.
Stealth is based off Dex, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Nat 1 for a 5.
Okay. So here's what happens. Blue Bolt teleports, but at the best of times, a flash of lightning materializing into a humanoid form is fairly noticeable. And even Blue Bolt's best efforts to sort of muffle that don't seem to work very well. So there's a flash as Blue Bolt appears by the front door that pretty much lights up the parking lot, and the security guard spins in the direction that it came from, and reaches for the gun at his belt. Who's there? All right.
It's Bob, the janitor.
Come to fix the sink.
The guard draws a pistol from his belt, and Blue Bolt, you almost laugh out loud because it's clearly a taser.
No.
Oh, good.
Holding
I
it
don't think that's going to hurt Blue Bolt.
with holding it in a fashion that does not really emit confidence. The security guard approaches a little closer, and he's like, "Kid, I don't know who you think you're fooling, but you and your friends have to get out of here. This is private property. Place is closed. I don't want to call the cops. Just get your friends wherever they are and go." I'm not kidding.
I will do that as the janitor. Okay. I'm gonna start walking away.
A nicely dressed janitor.
All right. The security guard makes his way back to the door once Blue Bolt has moved out of the way, and proceeds to close the door behind him. You can just make out as he is doing so that he is talking into a radio on his uniform.
Can you like short out electronics or anything like that? Blue Bolt?
Yeah, I can with my accident complication.
Blue Bolt does also have the ability to black out some electronics on purpose.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I saw that. Let's see.
Give him an
124
EMP.
range is pretty big.
Does someone have Christmas music playing?
Are the EMP?
Yeah, you've got a burst area 3 power called Blackout.
Yep.
That nullifies electronics.
Oh, I'll use that then.
All right then. So you're going to black out the building?
That's a pretty big area.
It's pretty much going to affect this whole building.
Perfect.
I hope it doesn't nullify me.
All right.
I hadn't thought of that.
Well, it is very low level, and Wraith's electronics are pretty well shielded, so it shouldn't affect you. But you could always stay out of the area and come back when it's done.
You're on the roof, Wraith. You're on the roof.
I could go across the street to the gas station and wait. Does anybody have any cash?
All right, Blue
Did we
Pulse,
leave
give him
it?
a pulse.
I click my fingers and wave emits from it,
All right.
blacking out the energy in the building.
And indeed, the whole building goes dark, as well as a few of the nearby parking lot lights.
Into the dark we go.
All right, that's our cue.
So, Wraith, should we go through the front door?
I don't know. I've never broken into a building before.
Junior's looking around. There's not a door here. I could probably rip one of the AC units off to get a hole to go in, but I think it would be best if we just went down and went through the front door.
Yeah, I mean, we see the whole building turn off, right, when he does that.
Yep.
Like all
Oh,
the
yeah.
lights and stuff. Yeah, like pulse out. I'm
Everything
like,
just
all right,
goes dark.
boys, that's our cue. You're gonna fly back
All right.
down to like the maintenance door and just kick it open.
All right. So you're going through the back maintenance door?
Yeah.
Okay.
Junior, we don't have a key to this door. Can you help out?
Oh, yeah, sure. Sorry about that. Boop, and just kind of poke my finger through the lock.
Yeah.
Open the door.
Easily done.
What does a 9 strength do to a lock?
Ooh, all right, idiot. Please do take care of that first. Smoking laptop, never a good thing. So Junior easily just pops open the door, and you're able to make your way inside. The maintenance door, unsurprisingly, leads into a maintenance storage room of some sort that mostly has cleaning supplies and equipment for taking care of the routine maintenance of the building. Another door leads into the main part of the building itself. In pretty short order, you're able to determine that it's a fairly basic office layout for the most part. The part of the building that's occupied by IR is a set of several offices, a small sort of open cubicle area, a couple of small electronics labs, and basically a sort of a lobby reception area. That's about the extent of it. Right now, everything is dark. Even the emergency lighting or the like that would normally be operating in the event of a power failure isn't. But with your various abilities to see and navigate in the dark, that's not any challenge to any of you. And Blue Bolt can stop the blackout effect pretty much anytime he wants. He's essentially just suppressing the flow of electricity into the building at the moment. So anytime he stops, power will just come back on. The security guard, by the time that you reach the lobby area, is, from the looks of things, on his way out the front door.
Well, good. I was going to tell him to go do that anyway.
Is he going out? You said he's going out the front door, Steve?
Mm-hmm.
As in, like, he's fleeing, or he's going out to investigate, or what's the sense?
You wouldn't say he's fleeing, but he is definitely leaving the building. He seems to be fidgeting with his radio and the like. In fact, he seems to have abandoned his radio and is trying his phone, which also apparently is not working. And it looks like he is heading out to see if he can get signal, most likely.
Does the door he went out have a lock, like from the inside, that you can just turn and lock it?
It does.
Okay, so I'd like to turn and lock it, and then I'm nowhere near as strong as Junior, but a 5 strength is nothing to laugh at.
No, indeed.
I'd like to somehow twist it so that I'm assuming he has keys so that he can't let himself back in.
Yeah, you're able to basically disable the lock once you've locked it so that it won't easily unlock.
I'm going to say, chop chop, we got to look around here because he's running off, and as soon as he gets out of the range of Blue Bolt's dampening field, he's going to be calling for cops and stuff, and they're going to be over here. So let's find what we got to find and get moving.
That sounds to me like time for an investigation check.
Mm-hmm.
So you want each of us to roll investigation separately?
Yes, please. It is based on intelligence, intellect, for folks who are not aware.
I don't have any ranks, so I can't roll it.
Boop. Got a big whopping 0.
I don't have any ranks.
13 from Junior.
All right.
All right, let's see here.
So guys, I've been watching a lot of movies, and
NGM rules at 9.
All right. Anybody beat Junior's 13?
I don't think I can roll, right? Because investigation you can't use untrained. I have no ranks.
For this instance, you can, yes.
Oh, okay. So just make an intelligence check then. All right. Now let's see. I rolled a 12 and I have a 3 intellect, so 15.
Okay.
18 for me.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah, there we go.
So, Blue Bolt, you locate one office near the electronics lab that says Dr. Wilhelmina Ackerton. And taking a look inside, it's sort of a nice corporate-looking office. But what immediately draws both you and Wraith is that there's a computer terminal in the office. And between the two of you, you're able to get the terminal functioning and begin looking for some potential information. It takes a few minutes, but you determine that, you find two things, basically. One is that the IR receives pretty regular shipments of pretty heavy equipment on a semi-regular basis, certainly monthly. They have apparently a storage facility out in back of this office park where most of that stuff is kept. And Blue Bolt, you notice that there's a sticky note that is on the desk by the computer that says, "Latest acquisitions in warehouse. Scrub by Wednesday for CPC."
Well, that's basically an invitation.
Yeah.
Scrub? Are we going to have to take a bath?
I hope not.
Oh, yeah. Electricity and water don't go well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So out back, huh?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, did I hear somebody say take a vote for whether we go to the warehouse in the back? I vote yes.
Yeah, scrub. It's an
I'm
interesting.
a little worried about scrub, but I'll vote to do that.
Yeah. Can you see? Can either one of you see electricity?
Blue Bolt can effectively.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe as we go out there, you can take a look at that building and see just if it's drawing excess power or anything like that going on out there.
I suppose I could do that.
Not a bad idea.
NGO, you're a genius.
Well, you're right.
He doesn't like to brag.
Well, I mean, I wasn't going to say it, but since you said it.
While we're standing and outside and looking at the warehouse, Junior is looking around, of course, using his wonderful Bigfoot senses to see if anybody's actually looking at them.
Okay. Give me a perception check for both Blue Bolt and Junior, if you would, please.
Oh, not bad. 14.
Junior, you actually do have a sense that you're being watched, but you're not sure from where. But your primal senses really do have the feeling that you're under observation here. Idia, what do you have for Blue Bolt?
I got an 8.
So it's a little difficult to say, but the one thing that Blue Bolt can say for sure is the storage warehouse directly behind the office park is drawing a lot of power, way more than a shutdown office warehouse ought to be on a weekend.
Hey guys, I think somebody's watching us. It can't be that camera right there because that one shut off, but I'm pretty sure somebody's the hair on the back of this one.
When he says that he thinks we're being watched, could I take it with my infravision, take a look around the area to see if I can see anybody maybe hiding who's got body heat or something?
Yeah, give me a perception check for Rafe.
Somebody's watching you.
I rolled a 17, so it's going to be a 22.
Rafe, you notice that the storage facility has there are a couple of external cameras that have been mounted up near the peak of up near the edge of the roof. They're very small and very high tech. If you hadn't been looking for them, you probably wouldn't have seen them. But it's pretty clear that, like whatever's in the warehouse, they're functional.
Okay. I'll point that out to everybody, especially Blue Bolt, who might want to disable them possibly.
Well, hold up. If they're still functional, that means they've got either a shielded power source or one that's far away from here originally, or at least outside the range of Blue Bolt's powers. So maybe now that we know that they're there, he can take a look and track it back. If they've got grounded power, at least, can track it back to where it's coming from. I mean, it's probably coming out of that factory, but that warehouse. But it'd be good to see.
All right. Hideo, you want to give me another perception check for Blue Bolt?
Okie dokie. Nat 20 for 26.
All right. With NGM's direction, yeah, there is there's some weird stuff going on. There's definitely an independent power source somewhere in the warehouse, a generator of some kind. It's definitely drawing pumping out added power that's not coming off the grid. And there is a lot of electrical shielding in the building, not the exterior of the building, but there are a lot of electrically shielded objects inside. It's hard to get much more specific than that. It's just the flows of electricity are really weird.
Well, since the city is being attacked by robots, I think we probably should make an appearance. What do you say, Wraith? NGM?
I think we should dispense with the formalities and just break into that place because people's lives are in danger.
Agreed.
All in favor of breaking in, say aye.
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 Good.
Junior,
The storage building has two doors. One is a standard human-sized, sort of steel-cased door. The other is a sliding, sort of more garage door style loading door that's pretty big, about 2 cars wide, and sheet steel, essentially. Both doors are unsurprisingly locked.
Junior, see that hole in the wall that isn't there yet?
Thank you for pointing that out to me. I'll get to work on that. So,
actually, there's something to be said for just coming in through the wall Kool-Aid style because the doors could be booby trapped.
Oh, that's true.
Because I instantly thought of that. You're on my wavelength now.
Okay. I'm going to pick a spot probably between the 2 doors, and just kind of bum rush the wall and see what happens.
Okay.
Do the whole Kool-Aid man. Oh yeah, kind of
The light concrete construction of the outer walls of the warehouse is sturdy, but a rushing slam from Junior definitely bashes in a pretty good-sized hole in the space between the 2 doors, enough that he's able to break the rest of the way in. Inside the low, wide building inside is basically just a flat concrete floor, concrete cinder block walls, and a low steel raftered roof that has a sort of a flat roof above it. There's rows of lights strung from the roof rafters that are currently off. But there is still light and unusually activity within the room. Shelves and racks contain a variety of hanging humanoid parts of the torsos and legs and heads and arms and limbs of various robots. And they are all moving. Some of them aren't moving much. A lot of the row of disembodied heads is more sort of strangely vibrating as they sort of rock slightly back and forth, and lights flicker from their sensors and the like. But a number of largely intact torsos or bodies are moving about. Some of them without legs are simply crawling, metallic hands dragging them, scraping along the concrete floor. Others sort of stumble forward as best they can, some dragging an inoperative leg or the like. And there are even a few instances of just disembodied arms that are crawling forward with their mechanical grippers pulling them along the floor. The only thing of particular note at the moment is that they are all moving towards you. So,
Guys,
let's roll for initiative.
This is some creepy ass shit.
I
This
know,
has
robot
got-
ninja zombies.
this has got Walking Dead and Terminator written all over it. Can we say mashup? Mashup?
All right. So what do we got for Wraith?
I rolled a 14, so 23.
Okay. And Junior.
16.
MGM.
12.
And Blue Bolt.
21.
21. All right. Wraith, you are unsurprisingly first. Your honed reflexes kicking in as soon as there's any sign of a threat. There are a lot of robot parts, dozens of them.
Okay, I think I'm gonna attempt what I attempted at the pizza parlor, and that is that I'd like to find out if there are any controlling signals going around in here, or whether these things are all just acting autonomously.
Mm-hmm. Perception check, please.
All right. Perception. All right, so okay, I rolled a 6, which would be an 11. But this seems really important. So I'm going to burn a hero point and I'm going to re-roll it.
All right.
Oh, I got natural 20 that time, so 25.
Okay. Yes, there is some kind of, well, there are two actually. There's definitely a signal active within the building. You can definitely tell that a lot of the robot parts are essentially connected to a network within this building, and may be receiving signals from that. You also pick up there is some kind of heavily encrypted sort of burst transmission signal that is coming from somewhere in the back of this building. And you look further beyond, and there is a door that leads into a rear part of the building.
So it looks
All
like
right,
one
so-
of these signals is controlling the robots in the building, and perhaps the other one is controlling all the ones across the city.
That is a pretty good hypothesis.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to inform the team where I'm sensing the signal from, and then I would like to wall crawl to stay out of the reach of as many robots as possible and move toward that door.
Okay. Blue Bolt.
I'm going to try and deactivate the signal that is going across the city.
Okay. You're going to try and block it?
Yeah, try and black out it.
Okay. You concentrate your efforts there, and you think you have blocked it for the time being. And you can continue to maintain that as long as you can concentrate.
Okay.
Is Blue Bolt moving from the front of the building? Or are you going to stay where you are for the
Are
moment?
there walkways above?
There aren't.
But you can teleport.
I'm going to teleport behind the robot horde.
Okay. Blue Bolt disappears in a crackle of electricity that surges across the room, reappears on the far side. And Junior.
I wonder how strong these robots are. I think I'm going to try to keep the attention of the robot parts on me while the other guys act.
Okay.
So I'm going to start walking towards the robot horde and kind of let them grab me and just keep moving forward until they all just kind of grab a hold
Pile
of
on.
me and sort of pile on and see if if they're just going to hold me down or if I can just kind of drag them along.
All right.
It's like, guys, I'll try to keep these guys off of you. Try to figure out what's going on.
All right. Junior is slowly moving forward, and some of the smaller and faster moving robot parts do basically sort of rush him and try and latch on and the like. Initially, they're nothing at all. They don't slow Junior down at all. But he begins to encounter heavier resistance the further he moves into the room, as a couple of pretty good-sized robotic sort of almost complete bodies, torsos and limbs, but just headless, are moving towards him. NGM, your action.
All right. I am going to do a little jiggery pokery with my powers here. And I'm going to extra effort to power stunt to turn my ranged blast into a selective cone at rank 6 instead of rank 8.
Okay.
And so I'm going to fly up and I'm going to jump onto Junior's shoulders. I'm be like, hold still. I got to shape this around your big ass. Hold still. And then I'm going to fire the cone down around him to get all of the shit that's on him and not him.
Mm-hmm.
With a rank 6 AoE.
Okay.
Selected.
Okay.
So NGM's blazing golden light just sort of cascades down around Junior. some of the robot parts are just blasted into dust, into fragments and the like. A few of them, however, are clearly made of pretty tough material, and although the blast scores them in some areas, they're still pretty intact and worse functional. And so they continue trying to close in on the two of you. Can you give me a strength check for Junior?
As he's doing this, he looks up and says, "Thanks, bro."
Anytime.
Oh. I'm gonna let that happen. I rolled a 3, and my strength is 9, so a 12.
Okay.
I'm gonna let him hold me down for a minute.
The two sort of headless robots, which are almost as tall as Junior on their own, each basically sort of grab him by an arm and have pinned him in place for the moment as the robot horde continues closing in. Wraith, you're able to make it pretty quickly to the other side of the warehouse. A couple of scuttling robot parts make their way along the walls towards you, but you're able to either dodge or flip around them or simply knock them out of your way. And so you reach the other side in pretty short order.
All right. Is this door locked, I assume?
It is indeed.
Okay. So with strength 5, could I attempt to force it open?
You can.
Or
You
is
wanna
that,
give me
is that unlikely to succeed?
There's a decent chance. Depends on how strong the mechanism is.
I mean, I have no other way to, I have no other way to get in there. I don't have any other tricks.
Well, your other option is waiting for Blue Bolt, who is also right here.
Okay. Yeah. Then in that case, are there any targets that might be useful for me to attack? Like, is there somebody still hanging on to Junior, or?
Yeah, it looks like, in fact, the robot horde has grabbed Junior and is closing in on him.
Okay, so I'm going to.
I was like standing on his shoulders, and they pulled him down, but I just stayed in the air where I was.
So in that case, then I'll wait for people better than I am at forcing doors open to come along, and I will try to make an attack on one of the robots that's holding on to Junior.
Okay.
He's not next to me, right? I would have to use a ranged attack.
Yeah, he's basically across the room.
Yep. All right, so my throwing spikes, I rolled a 6, so that's a 16.
Okay, that's a hit. What's your throwing spike damage?
Rank 5.
All right. You hit one of the robot frames with a throwing spike in one of its joints to hopefully reduce its leverage and give Junior a better chance to break loose. Doesn't look like it did a lot of damage, but it might help him out.
All right.
Blue Bolt, your action.
So, Wraith, you want me to open this door for you politely?
Look around you. We're out of politeness.
I knock on it twice, just to make sure no one's in there, and then blast it with a lightning bolt.
All right. Yep. Blue Bolt knocks twice, and then the third time, blam! A thunderclap and a flash of lightning, and the door is blown off of its hinges. Beyond the door is another sort of storage area / workshop. smaller than the full warehouse area, but still quite wide and relatively deep. Against one wall, there's several wheeled tool chests and the like, a couple of metal workbenches with soldering irons and vices and other sorts of tools laid out on them. There are a big pair of wooden crates in a corner opposite the door that, and by I mean like 10 feet tall wooden crates. Both of them are open and empty. And in the middle of the room is a small card table with a laptop computer laid out on it. Standing behind said card table are two hulking robots, each of them about 10 feet tall, in fact. Wraith, you recognize them from your research. They're early model versions of the Myrmidon robot that is designed and used by the Foundry. They've sold Myrmidons to criminal clients all over the world. And standing in front of the table and the laptop is a very dapperly dressed gentleman in a swept shoulder cape, tri-cornered hat, and a sort of late 17th century garb. He holds a curved cutlass loosely in one gloved hand. Its blade is traced with faintly glowing circuitry patterns. Huh. Permission to come on board, indeed. Well, if it isn't the superpowered children who have come to save the day.
You sure you're not taking this pirate thing a little too far there, buddy?
Pardon my manners. I see that my reputation does not precede me. He doffs the tri-cornered hat and gives a courtly bow. I, of course, am the scourge of the online world, master of the internet, and the techno-terror that is currently threatening Freedom City.
Elon Musk?
The freebooter at your service. That pretender Musk wishes that he had my genius.
Well, just tell me, please tell me you do not have an OnlyFans page.
What's going on in there? Wrestling with the robots.
I think they found Elon Musk up in there.
They found the main bad guy. He's dressed up like a pirate.
Says he's the Silver Surfer.
Have we taken this pirate thing too far?
Yes. Yes, we have.
We are on the coast, right? So, okay.
Children, I have more important vessels to board and more important treasures to loot than dealing with you. So, if you would like, I am in the mood to be merciful. I'm happy to allow you to go and allow me to finish my business tonight.
I have a counter offer. I'll give you this bag of Cool Ranch Doritos and you just go home and stop your evil work.
That's a good offer.
That's a pretty good offer.
What passes for wit among this generation?
All right,
What's he
guys.
saying?
No, it's going to be a standard beatdown, code 2.
deal with them. All right. The Myrmidon robots both lurch forward and move towards Wraith and Blue Bolt.
I'm in danger.
All right.
Oh no.
Sorry.
Junior.
Sorry. That totally hit. That
Give me
totally
another
hit me.
strength check if you would.
Okay. Much, much better. 26.
All right. Well, with help from Wraith disabling one of the robot's limbs, you are able to exert enough leverage to break free of its grip. You lurch a couple of steps forward, dragging the other robot behind along with you as several other pieces begin sort of scuttling up your legs and trying to grab or weigh you down. NGM.
Guys, come. Okay, go ahead.
All right. So I hear them like talking shit to somebody up there, but I don't really know what's going on. Because I'm down here with Junior. So how many like real like problem robots targets we got on him still?
Well, currently the one that's got the largest one that's got a grip on him is probably the biggest problem.
All right.
Don't worry about me, bro. Go ahead. Go help them.
All right. So yeah, I'm gonna fly up and like take a look in that room and get an assessment of what's going on.
So the freebooter, who is a member of the Crime League and one of the most infamous hackers in the world, is apparently directing a pair of large-looking combat robots to attack your teammates.
All right. And they're like in a second-story office.
No, they are in a room on this level that is just behind this main warehouse room. It looks like a broad sort of storage and warehouse area. There's one door that leads into it from here, but you can see enough through the door to see that, at least.
All right. Well, then NGM is gonna come flying in there, full colors, bringing the pain, and so he's gonna fly in and try to take Freebooter right down to start with.
All right.
With an 18.
One of the Myrmidons steps in the way, and you slam into it instead. The force dents its outer armor, and there's a scrape along the concrete floor as the robot slides a few inches back from the force of the impact. These things are heavy and very well armored. All right. And then as it so happens, the robots go.
Oops.
The Myrmidon that you hit, NGM, returns the favor and draws back its heavy hydraulic fist and punches you. Give me a toughness check.
Oh, natural 20.
Nice.
So
well done.
So 30.
And you hold your ground. Your golden aura flares as there's almost a thunderclap in the room from the force of the blow. But unlike the robot, you are not moved. and
What up now,
hold your
GoBot?
ground.
Let's go.
The other Myrmidon takes a couple of lunging steps forward and takes a swing at Wraith, Wraith, you backflip out of the way as the Myrmidon's fist comes down and cracks the concrete floor where it hits. Wafts of dust blowing up from the force of the blow, but it misses you cleanly. Junior, can you give me a toughness check as the robot horde is slamming
Certainly I
into?
can. Oh, hey, nice. 26.
All right, well done. Gritting your teeth against the myriad electric shocks and glancing blows from the horde of animatronic parts, you are still fighting your way forward.
Junior, you should do that thing that dogs do when they get wet. See if you can shake them all.
Good idea. Oh, my action?
Not just yet.
Okay.
And the freebooter, moving with a surprisingly fluid grace, leaps through the air. He flips off of the back of the Myrmidon closest to Wraith, and then lands and thrusts with his cutlass at where Wraith lands. Wraith, can you give me a fortitude check?
Fortitude is one of my good ones. I rolled an 8, so I have a 16 total.
Okay. A shocking surge of electricity surges through the tip of the blade, even though it just barely grazes you. And you are momentarily dazed by the effect of it. You are going to be at half actions, which, as it so happens, is next. So your action is next. You can either take a move or a standard action, but not both. Or you can spend this hero point to shake off the daze.
Okay. Well, I've got 2 hero points left, so why not? Yeah, so at the start of my turn, I can spend one of my hero points and I'm no longer dazed? Okay.
Correct.
And then otherwise, when does the daze go away, or do I not know?
Otherwise, you're going to be making more resistance checks to see when you can shake it off.
So it's sort of like an affliction at the end of my turn. I get to okay. Well, I mean, I'm right next to the guy, right?
You are.
So all I need is one action, just to pound his face in.
Who needs more than one?
So I think I'm just gonna save the hero points, and I'm gonna make a melee attack against them. I'm gonna be like, shocking attack, but here's what I could do, and then I'm gonna like throw some kind of a fancy martial arts kick or something. I don't know what they're called.
All right.
So my unarmed attack. So I rolled an 18, so that's a 29.
Okay, well done. What's your unarmed damage?
Same as my spikes, rank 5.
Okay. You spin and drop in a powerful kick that slips past Freebooter's defenses. You kick him pretty much like right in the middle of his center of gravity and send him flying back. He may right himself all, but he's surprised.
I don't know if it was
perhaps
just on my end, or did Steve pause and stutter for everyone else?
Yep.
He did
I
kind of
couldn't
start
really
for a
hear what you
second.
said, unfortunately.
Sure. So you give Freebooter a pretty solid kick to the solar plexus. He doubles over and slides back a short distance before sort of catching himself and standing to his feet. He looks mildly surprised and sort of raising his sword in front of him in a salute, says, perhaps this will be an interesting duel after all.
I'm also going to take a free action, and I'm going to salute him as well.
Blue Bolt, you're up.
I'm sorry. Do I get another fortitude check at the end of my turn, or no?
Yes, you do, please.
Okay. So I rolled an 11, so that's a 19.
And you shake off the dazed.
Whew.
All right, Blue Bolt, you're up.
Speaking of shocking attacks, I'm going to touch the Myrmidon robot and try and reset it with the jumpstart feature.
All right. Let's see. What is jumpstart resisted by? All right. I'm going to say a technology check is in order.
From me?
Yes, please.
Okay. 14.
All right. You feeling good about that, or do you want to spend one of your hero points?
That's secret code for you didn't succeed.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm going to hero point that.
All right.
So, dirty 20.
Okay. Blue tendrils of Blue Bolt's electricity extend along the surface of the Myrmidon. The outside of the Myrmidons is pretty heavily shielded, but you think that you find some access, and there's the Myrmidon sort of stops, and there's a loud bloom. You have effectively stunned the Myrmidon, and we're going to see how long it takes its operating system to reboot.
Hopefully they install Windows Vista on this thing.
I mean, it's the Foundry. They're evil, but come on.
You just blue screened him.
Junior, it is your action.
I'm gonna try to shake off all the robots.
Shake it
Okay.
up. Shake it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to shake off the robots first.
Okay. Yes.
Strength check. Okay.
Yes, please.
14 on the die. That's 23.
All right. You good with that? Hero point's not going to probably get you a lot better, but
my friends need me, so I'm going to hero point it.
All right.
Uh, 25.
All right. So Junior almost disappears beneath the piling on of animatronic robot parts, and crouched down, almost doubled over beneath them. He suddenly surges up, stands to his full height, his arms thrown back, and it's as though the pile of metallic parts just explodes and fragments of the robots shower all across the room. A couple of the ones nearest to Junior are hit by the flying shrapnel and just smashed by the impact. There's a big sort of clear swath all around where you're standing, Junior. You still got to move.
I'm gonna make it to the door. I'm gonna move up to the door. As I'm doing it, I'm just kind of, oh man,
You done messing around out there?
yeah. I'm gonna
Junior,
need
that's
some.
not what we meant when we said you should take a shower.
I'm gonna need some icy hot after this, so I'll make it. I'll move up to the door and look in and see what's going on.
All right. So at the moment, it looks like Freebooter and Wraith are facing off and sort of warily, pacing one another in a circle as they trade blows. Blue Bolt has temporarily shut down one of the Myrmidons, and NGM is about to do what to the other one?
I am going to tell me if this is too crazy, but I've got a 10 strength, so I'm gonna pick up the one that's turned off, and I'm gonna hit a motherfucker with a motherfucker.
The Myrmidons are heavy, but you can lift a bus. So yeah, you could definitely do that.
I'm gonna grab and just swing him at the other one.
Okay.
You have a 10 strength.
Did you steal that?
25 tons.
Yeah. With a 22.
All right then.
Did you steal that move from me? Did you steal that from me?
Do you see the TM? The TM? That's my TM on the move.
All right. So
you may have done it first, but it's my TM on it. Just so you know.
Swooping to the side, NGM grabs the rebooting Myrmidon's sort of frozen arm, picks the multi-ton mass of metal up as though it were weightless almost, and rotating in the air, swings it for the fences at the other robot. There's a loud clang as the two of them smash into one another. And it turns out their armor is equally tough. So the first Myrmidon is actually picked up off its feet by the force of the impact and smashed into the back wall of the room, which cracks under the impact, although it doesn't go through the wall. The Myrmidon is pretty badly damaged from the look of it. Part of its front plating is all crushed, and it's emitting sparks and the like in places, but it's still moving. The other Myrmidon is still rebooting, but is also mostly intact.
All right.
The Myrmidon that you slammed against the wall pushes itself upright again and charges not at NGM, but at Blue Bolt. The Myrmidon takes a swing, and I am going to need a toughness check from Blue Bolt.
Okay. That's a 9.
Okay. So the Myrmidon, you want to spend a hero point to reroll it? Your call, idea.
I'll spend my last hero point to Roll that.
Okay.
Not much better.
You got... Oh, it had to be better than a 7.
Yeah.
What did you roll on the die?
27.
Oh, 27. Okay, that's more like it. Okay. So in that case, Blue Bolt doesn't take any damage. And it is the freebooter's turn. He comes in at Wraith with a feint and a thrust of his cutlass. I'm going to need a toughness check on that.
Okay. Well, that one I'm not so good at. Let's see. Oh, I rolled well. 17 on the die, so that's going to be a 23.
Okay. Then you are take a hit and you are dazed by the attack.
Okay. And bruised, I assume, as well?
Yep. A bruise and a daze. And then it is your action.
All right. And he's still basically adjacent to me, correct? Roughly.
Yep. You are in melee combat with each other.
So I feel like I don't have any reason to hero point off the dazed because I just want to pound his face in.
It's fair.
So you know, I'm gonna ham it up a little bit. You know, I'll like hold my side and make it seem like I'm hit worse than I really am, and then I'm just gonna unleash an elbow at his face or something.
All right.
So I rolled a 13 on the die, so that's a 24 on the melee attack.
That's a hit.
And it's a rank 5.
All right. You get in a hit, but he's pretty tough. I mean that hit would have doubled over a normal person.
Sure.
And he didn't seem to show any real reaction to it.
Got it. And because this daze did not come from an effect, but it was just combat damage, I don't get to roll at the end of my turn, correct?
Nope. But it'll go away on its own.
Sure.
Blue Bolt, your turn is up.
I'm gonna. When it says perception area, does that include my friends?
If they are within that area, which effect you're talking about, your lightning flash?
Yeah.
Yeah, the perception area of that is anyone who is able to see you.
Nah, forget that then. I'm just gonna shoot a lightning bolt at the freebooter.
I think you could do an extra effort to make it selective, I think.
You could, yes.
But if you don't have any hero points, it'll make you tired.
It will fatigue you, yes.
Yeah, the first step is only half
Okay,
movement.
then I'll do that then.
All right, so you're going to do a selective lightning flash?
As long as I don't have water, I should be all right. I'm going to extra F.
Okay.
So I'm going to light up like a flash of blue and then direct it into the eyes of Freebooter.
Okay. You project a powerful a blinding arc of electricity, and direct it right at in Freebooter's face. He steps back. My eyes! My beautiful eyes! Ruined! Good work at all, child. Better luck next time.
Freebooter. Hmm.
And,
Guys, I don't
it's
like him.
Junior's action.
he's working on his last nerves right here.
Junior, you're up.
Oh, oops. Okay, time for the real heroics. And I see NGM has one robot by the scruff or by the arm or leg. I'm going to jump into the room and grab the other one, and we're going to coordinate and smash them together. Or at least try.
Yay, patty cake.
Exactly.
Give me a unarmed attack for a grab, and then you can delay the rest of your action until NGM goes.
Okay.
Which is right after you. So.
Yeah. Hey. Unarmed. 19 on the die. 26.
All
Nice.
right. Junior jumps over to the Myrmidon near Blue Bolt, grabs it, and basically says, "Hey, NGM." All right. So I need you both to give me an unarmed attack, and you are basically trying to hit each other's opponent.
All right. Dice ruler.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
That's right.
There's a small part of me that wishes that you get one of you gets in that one.
Oh, geez, 1 point short of a natural 20. I rolled 25.
I only got a 16.
All right.
Well, my guy's unconscious, so he's probably easy to hit.
I'm gonna hero point it.
Okay.
This has got to go off. So 13 and a dirty 20, as Blue Bolt says.
All right. The two powerhouses of the next gen heft the two massive robots and basically swing them into each other with the force of a pair of colliding trains. The two robots hit one another with a loud clang, and then pretty much fall apart in your hands. NGM, you're left holding the severed arm of the Myrmidon before you just drop it on the pile of other smashed pieces of it.
You need a hand?
Knees to meet you.
Freebooter glances at the carnage of the wrecked Myrmidons scattered across the room, and glances back at Wraith. Seems the tides have turned. Ah, well. He raises his cutlass in a salute. Another time, perhaps. And then he just slumps over and collapses onto the floor.
Oh, I wonder if that's a robot body he was in.
Wraith, your danger senses danger.
Like, just something's about to happen?
Give me a technology or check.
Uh-oh, is his body going to explode?
Yes.
Okay. Guys, that body's going to explode. Let's go. Somebody grab Blue Bolt because his speed is halved right now.
I'll grab him.
He can teleport.
Let's go. Oh, that's right, he can. Reach over to grab him and he just.
He's gonna be out there before any of us.
Yeah, it's nice seeing you guys. Bye.
Time to go. Time to go.
Where did he go? Save the Doritos.
You all make it out of the warehouse just before there is a loud explosion. The blast pretty much blows the roof off of the warehouse building and blows out part of the rear wall of it, parts of its structure. But other than that, the damage is fairly contained. Still, the blast could have done a lot of damage if any of you had been in the room with it. Of the freebooter, his laptop and pretty much anything that was in that room, there is no sign, save a big charred blast mark. The remaining robot parts deanimate and stop moving. And in fairly short order, in fact, all of the road animatronics throughout Freedom City cease their rebellious movement. And in equally short order, you are able to inform the authorities to investigate the site of innovative robotics. You learn later on that the robotics company was a front for a former employee of the foundry to launder a lot of the organization's old technology into forms that could be easily repurposed and sold off. Fortunately for you, those are pretty old model Myrmidons.
Animatronics packed with murder bot tech. What could go wrong?
Pizza places are going to have to watch out when they get the robotics.
You later hear that
unionize.
Investigation on Daedalus's part suggests that Freebooter was attempting to exploit the old foundry tech to find a programming backdoor into the foundry's main systems. The robot uprising, such as it was little more than a distraction in order to keep the system running long enough for him to try and hack his way in.
Mm-hmm.
Too bad that he got distracted in the middle of that.
Too bad. It would have been good to get the laptop, but I didn't think about it at the time, and I was wanting to run.
You spend some time in what you fear will be a tense debriefing with Headmaster Summers, but in fact is handled very professionally, and you are praised for your quick thinking in tracking the source of the problem and dealing with it very effectively.
Well, you know, that's NGM all day.
Except for taking other people's moves and trying to sell them back to them. I saw what you did. What you did.
Hey, you gotta play. You gotta be a player in this game. What can I say?
Yep.
Not doing any cease and desist letters. No.
And you hear before you take off for your holiday break that girls' night out in Freedom City was not exactly all that your teammates had hoped it would be.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a story for another time.
Another time.
Yeah, this
So-
was a fun little encounter. Is this from the upcoming Astonishing Adventure stuff?
So, for folks who are tuning in late, this has been Night of the Living Robots, an astonishing adventure by Jason Keeley. This adventure is currently in production as part of the Astonishing Adventures line, and will, like the rest of our Astonishing Adventures series, be available in PDF as well as virtual tabletop on Roll20 when it releases. The full adventure has a few additional encounters beyond what was played out in this adventure for folks who wanted some additional animatronic hijinks before tracking down Freebooter's scheme. But I think you got the pretty much the gist of what the adventure looks like.
Very nice.
So-
very nice.
We have a little bit of time before we wrap up. I wanted to thank my players and all of the patrons of the Icons Patreon, the Mutants and Masterminds Patreon. Sorry, I run too many Patreons. For supporting us, helping us be able to do live plays like this, and to be able to continue to put out great products like Astonishing Adventures. And if folks had any questions in the chat or live, I will be happy to talk about them.
Thank you so much.
You're
This is
very
super,
welcome.
super
Yeah,
fun.
thank you.
Yes. Thanks a bunch.
Yeah, I had a great time. Thanks for letting me play.
Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Glad you guys could join us.
Yeah.
So once all of these adventures, well, once you publish a bunch of them, are you going to book eyes all of them?
Yes.
Okay.
We are in the process of producing the first volume of what we are calling Astonishing Adventures Assembled,
Nice.
which is a collection of adventures that will be released as a book. It's finishing up in design and layout basically right now. We're adding some additional text and material to some of the adventures, some additional art and maps as well. And it's just waiting for that stuff to get finished and dropped into place, and we'll be pretty much all set. So that is the plan. If folks enjoy that idea, I strongly encourage you to buy the resulting book, as its sales will determine whether or not it's worth continuing to do assembled collections of the adventures like that. Astonishing Adventures was initially conceived to be electronic only release because they're short and it wouldn't be worth printing individually. But printing a collection of them when we have a number of them is still worthwhile. And I know that it's hard to beat print books for certain things.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, that's how Power Profiles and Gadget Guides got their start, and those are both amazing products.
Yep, indeed. Thank you. And
I
I'm
agree,
pleased to
I
say,
agree.
thanks to our reprint Kickstarter, both of those books will be coming back into print. So,
Yeah.
We have funded for the level of reprinting Power Profiles and Gadget Guides, as well as the Deluxe Heroes Handbook. So it will be great to have those books back in print and to be able to recommend them to people again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So could I ask a question about Mutants and Masterminds on Roll20, or I don't know what you want to take questions about?
Sure. I mean, I'm not in charge of the VTT stuff, but I'll do my best. I know we've got folks who can help me out.
So I'm a long time like D&D user of a competing platform, Fantasy Grounds, which I actually also own the rule set for Mutants and Masterminds on Fantasy Grounds.
Yep.
If I want to play Mutants and Masterminds on Roll20, Is it the same kind of thing where you purchase like a core rule set, or I don't really know how Roll20 works, but I know that I'd like to be able to play Mutants Masterminds on Roll20. I just don't know how to get started.
Sure.
I work on the VTT team for Green Ronin, and currently we don't have what they call, instead of a core rule set, they call it a compendium on Roll20. Currently, we don't have that on the platform. So right now, the products that we have are pretty much exclusively Danger Zones and Astonishing Adventures at this point. I'm really hoping, because I actually also work for Roll20 doing conversion for them as well. And I'm really hoping that we can work out a closer relationship with Roll20 in the future and get us as a partner on them. There's all kinds of stuff on both sides of management that's way above me to make something like that happen. But that's a long-term desire of mine to have the compendium on there.
That said, and correct me if I'm mistaken, Apuk, we do have a functional M&M character sheet on Roll20.
We do,
which will handle the mechanics of the, die rolling for your various checks and things like that. So long as you manually enter the character information. What we don't have right now is the drag and drop functionality that a compendium would provide in terms of character creation.
We have a little bit of a workaround on that right now, because we do the character sheet does have the capability to take an import from Hero Lab, and you can take the Hero Lab JSON output, which is one of the things you can have it output as, and you can drag and drop that onto the sheet. And the importer got about 3/4 of the way done before we had to stop working on it because of the pandemic and COVID and funding and all that stuff. But if it is like 3/4 of the way functional, you can drop your sheet in there and it will put everything except the powers in correctly. You need to go in and manually reorganize the way the powers are being dropped in, but they're there. And so that does help quite a bit. And that's another thing, hopefully, that in the future we'll be able to focus on and get fully functional.
All right, cool. Thanks for that info. That's great.
Yeah.
So I have run M&M games on Roll20 that way.
I'm happy to help anybody who wants to try and get going on Roll20 with M&M or anything else really, but especially M&M because that's what I've been focusing on. So you can get contact info for me from Troy and stuff if you want any help with that, man.
Steve, you said you've run M&M games on Roll20. Have you ever run M&M games on Fantasy Grounds?
I haven't, no, honestly.
Okay. Just curious how the experiences compare.
Yeah, I'm afraid I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
I'm afraid that I have to go, gentlemen. My dog is giving me the right now eyes. So, but thank you so much for a wonderful game, everybody. It was super, super fun. And hopefully we'll be able to do this again soon.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, everybody. My dogs are doing the same. So.
All right. Well, I think that we will call it a night then, and Troy can help me close things down. But remember, folks, we do these Patreon live stream games once a month. So we have another coming up planned in December, and we'll be looking at our schedule for next year after the holidays as well. Along with all of the various other behind-the-scenes stuff and content and character updates and other materials that you'll see on the M&M Patreon, patreon.com/mutants masterminds. So by all means, do check it out. And folks can get in touch to give us feedback at letsplay@greenronin.com. So thanks again, everybody. You're all heroes in my book. So I appreciate it, and have a good night, everybody.
Good night,
Thanks for all the puns.
Thanks, everyone.
Good night.